Welcome back to Game Brigade. My name is Brian, and I am so excited to talk to you about this new game that I have recently discovered and now finally own so I can play it in my own house. You probably have already seen this, as this has been a very, very popular game from a bunch of other content creators, but I had never played Crokinole. That's what we're obviously going to get to. I never played Crokinole until I went to the Level Up retreat earlier this year. It was hosted by Alex Radcliffe, and finally had an opportunity to play the game. So I wanted to share with you guys my excitement for this game, because this was something that I've seen people talking about, and I didn't quite understand why people loved this little flicking game. And I have found myself now in love with this and wanting to share it with family and friends and anyone that will play this with me. So, welcome. Let's talk about it. My name is Brian again. Let's talk about Crokinole. So as I talked about earlier in the intro there, I went to the Level Up retreat, and Jeremy Tracy from Tracy Boards was running a tournament for people that were there. I have heard about Crokinole before, but I've never personally played it, nor even heard of it until like a year ago when people started talking about Crokinole all the time. So I didn't enter that tournament. I just decided to be like a audience member, I guess. And then as people were eliminated from the event, there was boards that were available and open. And I ended up playing with Adam Singer from Shelf Clutter. You probably know of him. By watching my channel, you probably are aware of Adam. So we played some games of Crokinole, and he kind of explained the game to me and taught me. And I was like, wow, this is really cool game. It's a very simple game. Effectively, you have... It's a versus game, so you would be sitting right now in my opponent's seat, and you will take your puck, and you're going to flick your puck and attempt to get it into the center ring. And then if I have a puck in the center ring, my opponent will take their pucks and try to knock my puck. Of course, they'll be different colors. And at the end of the game, you will score based on the zones that you're in on the board. So you got a 20. If you sink it in the middle, it's a 20-pointer. You'll take your puck and enter into one of these little scoring bins. You got 15, 10, and 5. Pretty simple game. If you land on the line like this one, you'll actually move it to the center, to the bottom row during scoring. So very, very simple rules. Easy to pick up. Hard, nearly impossible to master, it feels like. I was watching, side tangent here. I was watching on YouTube after getting this board, like the Canadian World Champions from 2019 play, and just watching as they're like sinking 20s each way. I'm like, dude, it's like when I watch, there's another game that I play called Cornhole. Same thing, when you watch pros and they're just constantly sinking them every time. Like, how do you do that? So anyways, back to the story. I watched them play. Adam and I played. He taught me the game. And I went back to the hotel room that night and I called my wife and I said, babe, this game was really good, and I think I'd like to pick up a board. Are you okay with me coming home with something big like this? And she was like, if it's something you would love and you think that our player group would enjoy it, sure, go ahead. So the next day I went to go find Jeremy to purchase one of these boards, because at the conventions or tournaments, he sells kind of like not damaged, but they're not perfect. So for me, looking at them, they looked fine, but to him, they're not what he would consider a show quality piece. So he sells them at a discount. So I tried to find them, couldn't find them. So it was chaos. I was like, dang it. So I had to track Jeremy down, find the website, ordered myself a Tracy board, finally arrived a couple weeks ago, and I've gotten a chance to play this game with my friends and my family. I'm talking like my parents-in-law. I bring them over and be like, guys, let's play this game. It's so much fun. And I just can't talk about how good this game is. So I wanted to make sure I talked about it with you guys in case you might be maybe on the fence, or maybe this is something that you've heard about, but you don't know because it's maybe not part of your region. Crokinole to me seems like it's very Canadian or northeastern United States regional. Is me being a West Coast area for the United States, I don't hear about this game ever. You hear more like the skeet shoot and whatnot, or cornhole. So being able to play this and introduce it to a bunch of new people has been lovely. Last night, we even had our game night, and we had 2 tables going. So we had a table over here and then this table. And so I was playing here with one of my friends. And it's always fun to have people coming over while they're playing their game. Maybe they go get a drink or something and just watch us play and talking about how they want to get the next game. Because, it's kind of cool, doing these little, flicks and trying to practice, getting them into the areas or figuring out different kinds of techniques. I was even practicing, maybe trying my thumb to do certain types of hits and whatnot. It was kind of fun being able to practice and see what we can learn and what we can do. So I wanted to shout out the company, Tracy Boards. This has been an incredible purchase. Not only do I think this is like a solid game piece, it is almost like a piece of furniture for my home. We're going to be putting it on the wall right next to my K-Lax with my board games. So when I do like a studio tour at some point, this will be mounted and you guys will be able to see it at that time. I had wanted to mount it like somewhere back here. I just don't think it's really feasible with the way my studio space is set up. But yeah, I really, really love it. I'll put a link in the description down below for the board that I got and some of the things I got. In terms of accessories, what did I end up picking up? So I got 4 different of these pucks that you can get. I think they're called buttons officially in the game. So I got 4 different colors just to mix it up and play. You get, I believe you get 13 in each bag. In a normal game, you play with 8. And then in a doubles, you play with 12. And so maybe there's 1 extra for, just in case you lose it. I decided to pick up these little 20 pieces. These were at the tournament and they seemed like not necessary, because if you get a 20, you just take them out. But it seemed cool. I like the idea of putting the puck in there. You score your 20, put the puck in there. So I picked up 2 of those. I got the wall mount that I talked about. And then the final thing I got was this sand, which it says sprinkle small amount of powdered wax into the Crokinole board, and then gently rub your button over it before shooting to reduce friction during play. So it helps you go faster or smoother on your Crokinole board. So that's it. Oh, I also picked up these because when I played Adam, when we were playing in the game, we would have guttered shots, and I was constantly pulling my buttons from the gutter to take my shots. So he'd be like, okay, well, I'm done. And I'd be like, oh, I still have 3 more shots. He's like, no, it's because you're pulling from your guttered shots, Brian. We have the same amount of buttons. So I decided to pick these up as well, just because I think they're cool, and they help with reducing from pulling from the gutter when you're done shooting. So I wanted to shout this out. Great company, incredible quality board, very smooth, very high finish, solid in terms of picking it up and moving around. I don't see how this is going to be damaged in any time soon unless I throw it like a frickin' frisbee or something. But yeah. Let me know if you guys have any questions in the comment. I'd love to answer the questions below. And then remember, in the description, I will leave the link to the board that I got, and then maybe some of the accessories I picked up in case you're wanting to check those out. And then maybe I'll reach out to Jeremy, Tracy. Maybe they'll have a discount code. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. I don't know if they'll give me one or not, but I'll see if I can wrangle one up for them. And if I do, it'll also be in the description. So that's it. Thank you guys for watching. This is Brian from Game Brigade. I will talk to you very soon. Bye-bye.